Life is not about seeking weaknesses in others, but about building strength within yourself. Too often, we are told to look for flaws, to find vulnerabilities, and to use them for advantage. But a true man does not rise by exploiting another person's weakness. He rises by cultivating his own character, discipline, and vision. Respect is the foundation of greatness, and it begins with how you see and treat women, not as puzzles to be solved or weaknesses to be uncovered, but as human beings worthy of dignity. If you want to be powerful, focus less on what someone else lacks and more on what you can create. The greatest men in history did not waste energy on manipulation. They channeled their energy into purpose, courage, and self-mastery. A strong man inspires trust because he is steady, dependable, and committed to growth. He lifts people up rather than tearing them down. Do not be fooled into thinking that understanding someone's weaknesses is the key to success. The real key lies in patience, empathy, and the strength to control your own impulses. A man who can master his words, his actions, and his emotions becomes unstoppable. Women, like men, do not need someone analyzing where they are fragile. They need someone who shows respect, kindness, and unwavering integrity. Your challenge is not to learn how to outsmart others, but to learn how to outgrow your own fears and insecurities. That is the path to lasting confidence. That is the path to leadership. Remember, greatness is not about knowing where someone else may fall. It is about ensuring that you rise with honor, with strength, and with respect for all. True strength comes from self-mastery, not exploiting others' weaknesses. Respect and dignity toward women are essential to real manhood. Yes, greatness is built on purpose, courage, and personal growth, not manipulation. Patience, empathy, and emotional control are the real foundations of confidence. A strong man uplifts others rather than seeking to tear them down. Leadership and lasting success come from rising with honor and integrity. True strength is not about finding the weak points in others, but about gaining full control over yourself. Many people mistake power for the ability to manipulate, dominate, or take advantage of vulnerabilities. In reality, that is not strength. It is insecurity disguised as control. A man who focuses on exploiting weaknesses shows that he has not yet conquered his own fears, impulses, and doubts. Real power lies in self-mastery, the ability to discipline your mind, direct your energy, and stay true to your values, even when it is difficult. When you learn to master yourself, external situations and other people's behavior no longer control you. You don't need to look for shortcuts or play games with others because your foundation is solid. Self-mastery means being able to remain calm when provoked, focused when distracted, and determined when challenged. It means building such resilience within that no amount of manipulation or external pressure can shake your direction in life. A man who has mastered himself earns respect naturally. People trust him because he is not looking for ways to exploit, he is looking for ways to contribute. Instead of searching for weaknesses in others, he focuses on strengthening his own character, skills, and vision. This shift in mindset transforms relationships, careers, and personal growth. True strength is silent, steady, and consistent. It is not loud or showy. When you conquer your inner battles, your doubts, laziness, fears, and impulses, you become stronger than any man who merely plays on the fragility of others. That is the difference between someone who seeks control and someone who commands respect. The former relies on others' weaknesses. The latter builds an unshakable core that inspires others to rise with him. Respect and dignity toward women are not optional qualities for a man. They are essential markers of true strength and character. Too often society portrays masculinity as dominance, control, or superiority, but real manhood has nothing to do with belittling others. The way a man treats women reflects the depth of his values, his upbringing, and his vision for the kind of life he wants to lead. Respect is not about pretending or acting with politeness, only when it is convenient. It is about consistently recognizing the worth of another human being, regardless of circumstances. When a man shows dignity toward women, he communicates that he understands their humanity beyond labels, roles, or appearances. He does not reduce them to their vulnerabilities or judge them for their struggles. Instead, he stands as a source of stability, support, and fairness. This kind of respect builds trust, not just with women, but with everyone around him, because people can sense when someone operates from integrity rather than self-interest. Respect also reflects inner confidence. A man who feels the need to degrade or exploit women often does so from insecurity. By contrast, a man secure in himself can honor women without feeling threatened, knowing that lifting others up never diminishes his own worth. Treating women with dignity also sets the standard for future generations, influencing sons, brothers, and peers to follow the same path of honorable conduct. In the end, respect is not just about women, it is about who you are. A man who cannot respect women cannot claim to respect himself fully. Strength is not proven by how you overpower someone else, but by how you honor them, protect their dignity, and create an environment where they can flourish alongside you. Greatness is not achieved through manipulation or exploiting the weaknesses of others. It is built on purpose, courage, and personal growth. A man who bases his success on controlling or deceiving others may appear strong for a moment, but that power is fragile and temporary. True greatness lasts because it is rooted in values and discipline that cannot be shaken by circumstances. Purpose gives direction. Without it, a man drifts from one opportunity to another without meaning. With purpose, every action, every choice, and every sacrifice contributes to something greater than himself. Courage is the fuel that drives this purpose forward. It is easy to take shortcuts or play games with people's vulnerabilities, but it takes real bravery to walk the path of honesty, hard work, and integrity. Courage means doing what is right even when it is difficult, standing firm in principles when compromise looks easier, and facing challenges without fear of failure. A man with courage cannot be broken by setbacks, because he understands that each obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger. Personal growth is the third pillar of greatness. It means never settling, never believing you have reached your limit. Instead of wasting energy on finding faults in others, a man dedicated to growth invests in learning, improving his skills, and sharpening his character. He challenges his own weaknesses instead of seeking out the weaknesses of those around him. Over time, this commitment to growth builds a foundation of strength that inspires others and creates real, lasting influence. In the end, greatness is measured not by how many people you can outsmart, but by how many lives you can impact through your purpose, your courage, and your relentless pursuit of becoming better every day. Patience, empathy, and emotional control are the true foundations of confidence. Many men mistake confidence for loudness, aggression, or domination, but those are only masks that hide insecurity. Real confidence is quiet, steady, and unshaken because it comes from within. A man who can control his emotions shows that he is not a slave to anger, fear, or impulse. He does not react blindly to situations, but responds with clarity and strength. This kind of control creates trust, both in himself and in the eyes of others, because people know they can rely on his stability. Patience is equally powerful. In a world that pushes for instant results, the ability to wait, endure, and remain calm under pressure sets a man apart. Patience shows maturity. It proves that you are not desperate for shortcuts, that you can hold on to your vision even when the journey is long. A patient man is not easily shaken by setbacks. Instead, he learns, adapts, and continues forward with quiet determination. Empathy adds depth to this strength. Confidence without compassion can easily turn into arrogance. But when a man can understand and share the feelings of others, he builds stronger connections and earns genuine respect. Empathy allows him to lead with humanity, to see beyond his own perspective, and to treat others in ways that inspire loyalty and trust. Together, patience, empathy, and emotional control form the backbone of true confidence. They create a man who does not need to shout to prove his worth, who does not seek validation from dominance, but who carries himself with an inner strength that cannot be shaken. Such confidence is rare, powerful, and deeply respected. A strong man uplifts others rather than seeking to tear them down. True strength is not measured by how much power you can hold over someone, but by how much support you can give without expecting anything in return. Weak men often try to make themselves feel bigger by belittling others, pointing out flaws, or using their influence to manipulate. But this approach only reveals insecurity. A man of real strength understands that helping others rise does not reduce his own value, it magnifies it. When you choose to uplift others, you create an environment of trust, growth, and loyalty. People naturally gravitate toward those who make them feel safe, respected, and encouraged. A strong man does not compete by tearing others down, he competes by inspiring them to do better and leading through his actions. This type of leadership builds lasting influence because it is based on respect rather than fear. Uplifting others also reflects inner abundance. A man who is secure in himself does not see others as threats. He sees them as partners, allies, or students. By mentoring, encouraging, or supporting those around him, he multiplies his impact far beyond what he could achieve alone. Each person he uplifts becomes stronger, and together they create a circle of growth and progress. At the core, tearing others down is easy. It requires no discipline, no courage, and no vision, but uplifting others requires character, patience, and self-confidence. A man who lifts others demonstrates that his strength is not fragile or dependent on comparison. Instead, it is a steady force that creates value wherever he goes. Such men are remembered not for what they destroyed, but for what they built. Leadership and lasting success come from rising with honor and integrity. A man who compromises his values for quick gains may achieve temporary victories, but those achievements will not endure. True leadership is not about titles, control, or outward displays of authority. It is about the example you set through your actions and the principles you refuse to abandon. Integrity is the anchor that keeps a man steady in every storm, ensuring that his success is not built on lies, exploitation, or manipulation, but on trust and respect. When a man chooses honor, he creates a reputation that speaks louder than words. People follow leaders they can rely on, not those who deceive for advantage. Success built on dishonor may appear attractive at first, but it collapses the moment trust is broken. On the other hand, when success is rooted in honesty and fairness, it endures because people believe in it and support it. Leadership without integrity is hollow. Leadership with integrity inspires loyalty and commitment. Rising with honor also means accepting responsibility. A true leader does not blame others for failures or hide mistakes. He owns them, learns from them, and uses them as stepping stones for growth. This accountability shows strength because it proves he values truth more than ego. Over time, such leadership earns deep respect, not just for achievements, but for character. In the end, the mark of real success is not wealth, status, or power, but the legacy of trust and respect left behind. A man who leads with integrity ensures that his influence continues long after he is gone. Honor sustains leadership, and integrity sustains success. Without them, everything else is temporary.